There are losers, there are idiots, and then there are people who use cheats in video games. And you know who's even worse than them? The cheaters who stream their games pretending they're good just to dupe their audience into watching and supporting them. But just because these idiots are stupid enough to cheat doesn't mean they're all smart enough to get away with it. From Call of Duty to Guitar Hero, and even chess, yep, online chess, it's time to take a look at even more gamers who've been accused, caught, or admitted to cheating. Quid. Since Epic Games' Battle Royale saga Fortnite was released in 2017, it's attracted adults and kids alike, one of which was Quid. In 2019, at just 13 years old, this kid won his first competitive earnings from Fortnite's World Cup solo tournament and quickly became a big name in the community. He went on to win multiple competitions and titles that same year, but suddenly, it all came crashing down. In May 2020, Quid was streaming in another tournament when, all of a sudden, this happened.
What? Who logged in? Who logged into my account? Wait, what? I just got logged out of my account! Hold on. I think my brother,
Nope, his brother hadn't done anything. Quid had been kicked from the tournament and banned from Fortnite. He immediately appealed this, but Epic Games had gone radio silent. 4 days later, another streamer by the name of Serpent provided some damning insight on Twitter for the whole world to see. He'd been talking to a cheat software creator who claimed that a player in the 2019 Solo Cup had used their hacks without detection, the same one Quid had been in. Then they provided Serpent with a list of all the specific applications needed to run this aim assist software. For those who don't know, aim assist is a feature that makes it easier to target other players by helping guide their crosshairs toward opponents automatically. It's enabled for players using controllers to give them the same degree of accuracy as people playing on a mouse and keyboard. The most damning part of Serpent's expose, though, was a screenshot from Quid's stream dated May 2020, revealing that he had all of these applications visible on his desktop. But, as I'm sure you noticed, Quid was already using a mouse and keyboard setup, so it seems he was abusing this feature to artificially give him better aim. Quid responded, admitting he had, in fact, tried to cheat back in 2019, but it hadn't worked, and despite a factory reset of his PC, it was still there. The only problem with his story is that the cheat application download for his desktop has a date on it, April 2020. That was a month before his tournament, not in 2019 as he claimed. Quid never fully addressed this, and after trying to play the game through alt accounts and being repeatedly banned, he left the community. I don't know all the lingo, but would you call this a rage quid? The greatest admin on Earth. Anyone who's played an online multiplayer game will probably know what a game admin is. These are users that have more power and responsibilities than the average player, which they use to maintain order on the server and to ban players trying to abuse the system. But none quite measure up to Rust's admin, Kamomo. In this multiplayer survival game, Kamomo often notices cheaters hacking the game, which he confirms by checking their account history. But instead of banning them immediately, he likes to mess with them beforehand, like with this guy, who he found hacking resources.
We have ourselves a Stinky. Now, I'm going to give this guy a command so that whenever he farms anything, a bear will spawn with landmines planted on the bear's face.
Kamomo then nudges the cheater into a trap he's set by destroying everything he's built through his cheats, forcing him to actually farm the game for more resources.
So I just deleted his entities.
And finally, the landmine bear is summoned.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What you get for cheating in Rust, buddy?
What a dead-set legend. Good on you, Kamomo. Well, if you ever thought about cheating in Rust, I'd rethink that strategy, unless you want to be humiliated by this incredible admin. Basically retired. Being a small streamer trying to break into the big leagues can be tough, but it's even tougher when you're tragically unfunny, as Warzone streamer Basically Retired was.
Ellie, why are you trying to be a girl?
What?
Streaming predominantly on Facebook, this gamer enjoyed offensively mocking other players to a handful of watchers at best. But he played well and was able to compete in multiple small-time tournaments. However, in March 2022, Basically Retired took part in a $1,000 Warzone tournament, when onlookers began questioning some of his gameplay. Footage from other competitors emerged who were spectating Basically Retired from a brand new account he'd created called a shadow band. His aim suspiciously snapped onto targets, and he seemed to have an almost psychic knowledge of his opponent's locations. A look back into some of his earlier streams then revealed that he'd briefly broadcasted his desktop setup to the world, and on a closer look, people spotted an application he definitely shouldn't have had. That is Cheat Engine, and as its name suggests, it's mostly used to cheat in computer games, often by evading anti-cheat technologies. It's not a step too far to assume that Basically Retired was using the cheat engine to avoid Warzone's anti-cheat software from detecting any aimbot and ESP hacks he might have been using. Either way, it's not a good look. Since then, this small fry has gone on a deleting spree, removing most of his videos from the weeks leading up to the tournament. Yeah, that doesn't look shady at all. Well, with all that said, maybe this guy should consider changing his name from Basically Retired to Basically Can't Play Warzone. Shmooey. Guitar Hero is one of the world's most popular music rhythm games, which sees the player take up a guitar-shaped controller and hit buttons along the fret in time with the beats on screen. Since it was first released in 2005, it gained a huge audience of incredibly talented fans, some of whom take their skills to surreal extremes. At the hardest difficulty, they're able to play songs at 2 or 3 times the original speed. Yeah, this footage isn't sped up. Carney Jared here's genuinely doing this in real time. What a boss. But no one was as impressive as Shmooey. Widely considered the best Guitar Hero player in the world, Shmooey held multiple world firsts for completing some of the hardest songs at the highest speeds. Then, in December 2021, he uploaded something that stunned the community. He'd played through the song 9 Patterns of Eternal Pain without missing a note. A feat no one had ever managed before. You can probably see why. At first, the community celebrated yet another Shmooey success, but then someone noticed that, despite the speed, some of Shmooey's finger patterns were wrong. There was no way he could be hitting the right buttons with his hands positioned as they were. Not only that, but right at the end of the upload, a Windows Media Player overlay appeared at the bottom of the screen. So this wasn't a live recording of unedited footage, but a screen recording of potentially rigged footage. Stunned, the community looked closer and started noticing multiple inconsistencies. It appeared that Shmooey had spliced the video of him scoring perfectly on a slower version of the song, which he'd accessed through a cheat engine, then sped the footage up in the edit afterwards. In other words, the video was fake. The community confronted Shmooey, and initially he denied all accusations. But when even more members came forward with issues they'd found on his other videos, he crumbled and admitted at least 4 of them had been faked like this. But the community didn't stop there. They started combing through every last one of Shmooey's videos, comparing them side by side with their own plays. In most instances, Shmooey's games were running ever so slightly slow in comparison. When he'd sped the footage back up, it wasn't quite to the same speed as the faster songs, leading to this ever so slight discrepancy. After further analysis, the community realized almost all of his videos had been faked in this way. More than 100 videos in total and multiple world firsts. On January 14, 2021, Shmooey removed all the videos on his channel and posted an apology. admitting he had, in fact, cheated on the majority of his uploads.
Yes, most of the stuff I did was unauthentic. And I'm at fault for being a fraud.
To his credit, he offered a refund to anyone who'd supported him financially, through which he'd accrued thousands of dollars. But as far as apologies go, Shmooey's felt authentic and dignified, and the community reacted pretty positively to the entire confession. Hey, FaZe Jarvis, maybe you should take note. If you don't get that joke, be sure to check out part 1 of this series. XXIF and Ronaldo. Getting caught cheating as an unknown player online usually only results in a ban, but being caught cheating in the big leagues has way more repercussions, as Fortnite players XXIF and Ronaldo found out back in 2019. Following a World Cup qualifier open match in which XXIF placed second and took home $4,000, footage of XXIF and several other competitors, including Ronaldo, acting real strange emerged. At least 3 semi-professional players all chose to land within shooting range of XXIF. But instead of going for a very obvious nearby gun to attack him, they busied themselves with other things and were all quickly knocked out by XXIF. This, my friends, is known as feeding, where opponents collude with one another to give one of them the points for knocking out more people. Epic Games reviewed this footage and found XXIF and Co. were 100% guilty of collusion. All the players involved, including Ronaldo, were handed 14-day competitive bans for colluding across several matches, and were ineligible to receive prizes. Later that season, though, the 2 cheating players unbelievably secured their spots in the duo qualifiers, coming in third and bagging $6,500 of prize money. Several high-ranking players argued that their punishment should have been more severe, and that they didn't deserve a place in the $30 million prize pool tournament. But Epic Games didn't reverse their decision, which turned out to be a good thing, because when they eventually did appear on the big screen at the live finals in front of thousands of angry Fortnite fans, they got to hear exactly how the community felt about them. That's a lot of booing. And then finally, when both XXIF and Ronaldo were knocked out of the running, the cheers were deafening.
Oh, and Zip is out of here.
Nothing like a stadium full of people celebrating your failure to bring home just how much you f***ed up. Nikhil Kamath. Cheating in a game is low. Cheating in a charity game is even lower. But cheating in a charity game when you're a literal billionaire is unfathomable. And yet, that's the depth Nikhil Kamath sunk to back in 2021. He was part of the celebrity edition of Checkmate COVID, a charity online chess tournament involving 5-time world chess champion Vishy Anand. Vishy was playing simultaneous matches against 5 players during the live stream to raise money for charity, and Nikhil, a self-proclaimed chess champion, was one of them. However, Nikhil embarrassingly blundered his opening move.
Oh, this is what happened. Samir, knight f3, e5. So it was on move 1. On move 1 is when it all went down. And knight e5, and this is not a gambit. This is, do not try this at home.
But that was the last mistake Nikhil made. Less than 10 minutes later, Nikhil had somehow turned the tables and was playing like a total pro.
These guys are playing so well. Even like Nikhil, Sajid is playing fantastic chess.
A few moves later, and viewers were shocked when Nikhil seemingly crushed Vishy into resignation.
Wow, and Vishy, what a gentleman! Did you see what he did? He would have flagged. He would have flagged Nikhil in this position. Vishy OP in the chat.
But while Nikhil was smug, Vishy appeared stoic. After concluding all the matches and chatting to the players afterward, he diplomatically said this.
Hang on, guys. Today was not the chess of people who just know how the pieces move.
This got the chess community thinking. How was it possible for someone who made such a terrible first move to make a mockery out of an actual champion? The accusations started flooding in, and Nikhil conceded, admitting on Twitter the next day that he had actually cheated during the match by using a chess engine to help him plan his moves. At first, he half-heartedly acknowledged and apologized for the ruse, saying he thought it was just a silly game to raise money for charity. That's when Vishy decided to make his big move by quote tweeting this lame excuse and adding, "It was a fun experience upholding the ethics of the game. I just played the position on the board and expected the same from everyone." What an incredible counter. Nikhil later sincerely apologized for his behavior, and the online platform chess.com banned his account. Checkmate. Aiden. If you play Call of Duty Warzone, then you probably know Aiden. With 2.8 million followers on Twitch to date, this guy's one of the highest paid professional Warzone players around. And he's good. I mean, really good. So good, plenty of people have accused him of using cheats. To their credit, Aiden has been banned from Fortnite for bending the rules by using multiple accounts to get around lobby wait times, a tactic called smurfing that Epic Games really doesn't like. Despite this, he trolls the hacking accusations by ironically and repeatedly calling himself a hacker to wind up the accusers even more. But there are some parts of his gameplay that look suspicious. Like here, when after he died and checked his map, every player's location suddenly popped up on it.
Holy wow. Wait, I just had a bug where I could see everyone on the map.
Seemed like a sus excuse, but while some said that this proved he was a hacker, it genuinely did turn out to be a glitch experienced by multiple people. So this was all perfectly explainable. But then, on March 16th, 2021, he posted on Twitter that he'd been banned from Warzone mid-tournament. This coincided with a fresh announcement that Warzone had just released an anti-cheat update that had triggered a wave of thousands of bans. Had Aiden actually been hacking and then been caught up in this? Well, a few days later, he released a video addressing the ban, and then this happened.
I just don't really know what to do right now with myself, and I feel like I let everyone down. And I don't really know how I can make it up to you guys. I think I'm just gonna take some time away from YouTube and streaming and just try to focus on myself. And I want to tell you guys, man, imagine I was hacking. You guys were some of you were so happy. Oh, I know. They were like, I knew it. I'm just messing with you guys, man. I would never cheat. I would never cheat, baby. Come on, bro.
It was all a setup. He pretended to get banned to keep all eyes on him, all to make a big announcement that he'd be joining a new esports organization. Well, I'm sure this only rattled his haters even further. You cannot deny that was a top-tier play. Natasha. Now, it's not just guys who get called out for cheating in Warzone. Australian player and streamer Natasha's stats put her in the top 0.1% of winning players in Warzone. She used to be a competitive CSGO player and later transitioned over to streaming Warzone. But for all her accomplishments explaining why she's so good, she's accused of cheating regularly. And from some of her footage like this, it's not hard to see why. Yeah, turning 180 degrees and locking straight onto a target without your aim shifting at all looks kinda sus. And here, where her aim snaps suddenly from one target to another with pinpoint precision, doesn't seem like natural gameplay.
My aim is so good on this game.
Now, this could just be a combination of very good reflexes, super sensitive controls, and god-tier eyesight, or it could be an aimbot in action. At this point, it's hard to say, but what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Caveira Games. Back in June 2019, a Brazilian gamer and YouTube live streamer known as Caveira Games uploaded a speedrun of the 1999 digitized trading card game Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. Speedrunning is where players attempt to complete a game in the fastest time possible. And Caveira's submission of 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 38 seconds would have placed him third on the speedrun leaderboard. But Caveira claimed this was his first time speedrunning the game. Was this some insane beginner's luck? Nope, not even slightly. You see, each card a player wins after a duel in this game has a card ID attached to it. The better cards you get, the better chances you have of winning and progressing quickly through the game. But in Caveria's footage, the card IDs on the cards he was getting didn't match. For example, after one duel, he pulled the card Beast Fangs with a card ID of 129. But 129 actually belongs to the card Numerico. It happened more obviously on the card Dragon Treasure, which had multiple numbers overlaid on the ID itself. Caveria had decided to try and dupe the wrong community of nerds. To undeniably prove Caveria had faked the run, they created a spreadsheet of the cards he should have pulled according to the times and decisions made in each duel. The game generates random card draws through these actions, so it was easy to map out what cards he should have gotten based on this information. But the cards Caveria was winning stopped lining up with this table after his first duel, so the entire run had to have been faked using game manipulation software. The run was rejected, and Caveria was raked over the coals online. But Caveria wasn't done there. The moron decided to submit another speedrun to the leaderboards, but this was a whole 5 minutes faster than the last, and all the card IDs matched up. This should have landed him in second place, but the idiot didn't seem to realize the caliber of the nerds he was messing with. They knew exactly which cards he should have been getting after every single duel, and none of them matched up. And then he accidentally hammered the final nail into his own coffin by showing his audience his game files. This catastrophically moronic move revealed he'd downloaded not one, but 2 cheating software applications, GameShark and Codebreaker, days before his first run. Since then, he's deleted his channel, and while he still posts to a few much smaller channels, he's stopped trying to dupe the speedrunning community. Seems like the only thing this idiot actually played was himself. Hacking Fredward. The only thing worse than cheating in an online game like Warzone is openly cheating live on stream, something aptly named Hacking Fredward does regularly. Streaming Warzone on Facebook, this small fry happily admits to using cheat software like engine owning, giving him access to aimbot and wall hacks while ruining the game for other players. Back in January, Warzone updated its anti-cheat software, and the world got to see how bad Fredward really was when he couldn't hide behind his cowardly hacks.
It might just be the gun. Look, there's no way, bro. How does it take that many bullets to kill somebody?
I'll tell you how, bud. The Ricochet anti-cheat update included a precaution called Damage Shield. It flags players with impossibly high accuracy, like those using aimbots, to get automatic headshots. Then, the majority of the cheaters' bullets aren't registered by the servers, or they deliver reduced damage. So it looks like they bounce right off their targets. This means it takes cheaters significantly more effort to get a kill than usual, and Fredward wasn't happy about it.
Look at that, bro. How?
But that wasn't all. Fredward's aimbot then broke entirely, and he was left unable to aim at anything at all, turning him into a sitting duck.
The aimbot just fucking broke again, man.
Maybe he should learn how to actually play the game instead. Well, it didn't take long for him to admit defeat, quitting the game to go whine to his cheat software company. Hang on, Warzone is rated as only suitable for players who are 18 and over, right? In which case it looks like I'm gonna need to go and report this baby. Rush 360. As streaming is becoming increasingly popular, it's also getting much harder to stand out, which is mainly why people resort to using hidden cheats on their streams to trick people into thinking that they're just that good. However, streamer Rush 360 decided to take a different approach. Sick of the number of cheaters ruining Warzone, he uploaded a video to YouTube literally called, "If You Can't Beat 'Em, Join 'Em," and he went all out on the hacks. Aim lock helped him hit targets, wall hacks showed his opponents through walls, he had no shame. YouTuber and Warzone player Bad Boy Beeman called out this atrocious behavior, and Rush 360 quickly deleted the video soon after. But he wasn't done there. Still desperate to break into the streaming sphere, Rush 360 took to TikTok and demonstrated how cheat software like engine owning worked for, he claims, educational purposes only.
TikTok, this is for educational purposes only, okay? So don't take this off. I'm trying to show something. What's the difference between silent aim and not silent aim? So if I go to here and I click, obviously I got silent aim on. I'm gonna show you the difference between silent aim and regular aimbot.
He claimed he wanted more players to be aware of what different hacks look like. The problem was that he was doing this in a live game, potentially messing with someone else's stats just to prove a point. While it may have been made with good intentions, it was still cheating, and Activision brought down the ban hammer live on his stream.
It literally... I just got banned too.
Well, that definitely got him the views he was after, but Activision wasn't done there.
I've been cheating for a little bit. It's been fun. I've been posting TikToks and all that stuff, but every one of my accounts are banned. Every single one, without even me playing it.
This is a hardware ban, which means Rush 360 would need to get a brand new PC if he ever wanted to play Call of Duty again. Hope it was worth it. FaZe Calais. Whenever I do a video about scammers or cheaters, at least one member of the pro esports team FaZe Clan seems to make an appearance. But while her clan may be notorious, FaZe Calais is in a league of her own. She joined the clan in June 2021, and the sheer skills she has in Call of Duty Warzone has made her a formidable online opponent. But just a few days after she signed, she came under fire for a video of her gameplay she had posted on TikTok.
I got there. I don't know, maybe because I was on top, like
Yeah,
they didn't
he's
hit me.
literally...
Like I didn't die instantly.
No, he's like looking at me behind walls right now.
Did you see it? Well, a YouTuber called Mistachino pointed out that a red box appeared through the wall in the background. If you watched part 1 and 2 of this series, you'll know that red boxes usually indicate that a player is using a wall hack, a cheat allowing them to spot opponents through walls. The community quickly turned on Calais, reporting her for cheating, which got her banned from TikTok. But this wasn't the gotcha move they thought it was.
I can see the red box. It disappears, but look at that. I can still see the red box.
In a later stream, Calais happily explained that she was marking enemy loadout boxes for her teammates using the spotter perk. When marked by the spotter, the box's outline changes from red to orange to show it's marked for the rest of the team and is visible to spotters through the walls.
Can you see? I can see it.
The reason it turns orange is because you marked it.
I know, yeah. I marked it for my team.
Gotta clarify for the...
Gotta clarify it for TikTok.
She definitely taught these trolls a lesson and proved exactly why she's one of the top-ranked players. And this player knows her stuff. Maybe there's hope for the FaZe clan after all. And just to add a cherry on top of this cake, accusers like Mistachino had to scramble to make apology videos for their own ignorance of the mechanics of the game. Well, just goes to show that when you aim for high-ranking players, you better not miss. Which of these did you think was the worst? Who do you think might be innocent? And are there any gamers you think deserve to be in this series that I haven't mentioned already? Let me know down in the comments below, and thanks for watching.